Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Oh my goodness, we've survived one of the big holidays. Thanksgiving has come and gone. And boy, not only did I eat a ton of wonderful food, but I consumed tons and tons of sports. It was a hell of a week. We are so lucky. We got Jake Crane to break down some of the craziness. Oh, in about 5 minutes. We're going to have to talk about who's in, who's not. Travis Hunter, the Heisman. Do you pick 2 5s over a 10? All kinds of goodies we get to talk about. We get to talk about Lane Kiffin going to social media yesterday and making his case. It is the most wonderful time of the year. It's, by the way, it's December.
Mess me up, dude.
Today, when I looked at my phone and I go, what do you mean it's December 2nd, man? Like, it's December, man. Then I walked in and asked Miss Margaret if she had a great Christmas.
Yeah, man. Like, December 1st crept up on us. It was yesterday. I was like, what?
Man, by the way, yesterday, you know how, like, the week before I got killed? I mean, I got killed. Like, I took a licking, you know what I mean? Like, I had to lick my wounds. Keep Chas away from my phone and my gambling account. But, baby, I made it all back this weekend.
On fire. In fuego.
And doubled it. So, I'm going to give you some bets. We got Monday Night Football tonight. We'll do that there very, very end of the show. Terry Davis, I'm excited, 11:30 to talk to him. Tigers in the top 25 of both polls. My good buddy Dave Oloshin said we're only one of 7 teams in the country that are ranked in the college basketball top 25 and the college football top 25. So congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. That was a big win against Tulane. I know everybody over there was extremely excited. Thing is, if you watch that game, they just ran down their throat.
Especially to be 14.5-point dogs.
I mean, 14.5-point dogs, but they dominated. And they went out there and whooped that tail. Whooped that trick, as we love to say. I want y'all to be a part of the program. If you got any questions about college football, ask my buddy Jake. If you got any college basketball. Oh, we're going to talk about Grizzlies, too, with Terry Davis. Me and you are going to break down some NFL at 12. There's plenty of hardwood stories. I definitely won't be able to get to all of them. But you know what? Have you ever had something crazy happen to you?
All the time, but enlighten us.
You know what? I just thought to myself, I was going to play this. I'm going to send this to you. I can't tell if he's cussing in this, and I can't remember because
I shall preview it, good sir.
I'll send it to you, and then you'll probably laugh and tell me if we can play it. But it is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Uh-oh. I was going to say I had my volume on. We'll find out if it's PG-13. Now, college football, because that's where we're about to get in. The rankings, of course, are out in the AP and the college football the coaches poll. We're about to find out what the CFP does. You know what weekend it is, don't you?
No, what weekend?
Championship week, baby. I don't know if you know this. I bet if I was an Ohio State fan, as good as Ryan Day has been against everybody else other than Michigan.
Well, at 47-1, I believe.
But they can't beat Michigan. Lost 4 years in a row at your crib. And just wanted to ask this. I'm going to ask this to Jake. You got 3 NFL wide receivers for Ohio State. It seemed like every time they throw the ball, it's 20, 25 yards. And then they just decided, I don't know if you know, I'm going to quit throwing the ball and we're going to just try to out-physical them. It did not work. Then we get to talk about all the fun flag planting issues. Some people are way overreacting on this. Did you think it was so terrible? I thought the 2 kids in Michigan got pepper sprayed. That was terrible. But I don't know if you know, man. Once they started scrapping, boy, I turned my video on, recorded that junk, and watched it over and over because it was hilarious. And there was a lot of flag planting this weekend. It was a great weekend for sports. Hopefully you got your good turkey on. But man, the chaos is about to ensue. We have got madness everywhere. And we're so lucky, though, to help us figure out all the madness. I got the best in the business, Jake Crane. If you're not watching Crane and Company, what the hell are you doing? I'm telling you right now, if you love sports, no BS, just sports. And also the best analogies and movie references in history, then you need to be listening to Crane and Company and Jake Crane. Can you do me a favor? Of course my computer doesn't work today. Can you put my man Jake on? Jake,
what up?
What up, brother? Did you have a wonderful Thanksgiving?
Oh God, man, we deep fried a turkey. It was epic. I'll die on the hill of a deep fried turkey is the best way to go. If you eat it once, you'll never want turkey another way.
And it's the first one you fried in a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, it used to be, my dad used to fry one every Thanksgiving. He passed away about over a decade ago and haven't done it since. So now that we got a little one on the way, I want to start the tradition back up. And spoiler alert, it's still delicious.
Well, it's been really delicious if you're a sports fan because this was a wild week, man. You had crazy college basketball going on. The NFL was buck wild yesterday. And let me just tell you about college football, and I know you know this. Every week, something crazy happens. How does Ryan Day look at himself in the mirror or go anywhere in Ohio and not get beat up by the fans? You can beat everybody else, but they only care about beating Michigans in national championships. Like, what right now, what is it with Ryan Day?
Dude, I think it's a mental thing. And it bleeds through to the whole team. It's not a physical thing. I mean, you look at the players that Ohio State has, say what you want, that roster overall, if you look at what's going to take place in the NFL and the depth and then at important positions, you look at quarterback, wide receiver, Ohio State physically is more talented than Michigan this year. But it's like a mental block. It's like they can't – I don't know if have you ever seen the movie The Big Green? The soccer movie with the kids?
No, I haven't.
The fat kid is the goalie, and he's terrible at the beginning because every time anybody's dribbling the soccer ball toward the goal, they turn into like werewolves or like knights or ninjas. It's just like Ohio State sees Michigan, and there's this mental block of, oh no, we're not good enough. That's the only way I can look at this now, and it's a Ryan Day thing because it obviously bleeds through the whole team. They're just a different person when Michigan shows up, and I think this loss is the most indicative of that. I mean, we can talk about the teams before. Michigan had a better team, I thought, than they did overall last year, but now it's become so regular, and there was such a discrepancy in the level of ability of each one of these teams, and you had them at home. And to win this one, to get in the Big Ten title game, and you laid an egg. They played like Ryan Day coaches. It was nervous. It was almost like they were trying to prove a point. They should have thrown the ball 20 more times than what they did at least. It was like they were trying to prove a point that we're more physical than you, and they fell right for the trap. They got honeypotted. They got honeypotted bad because there's a mental illness in Columbus right now when it comes to Michigan. It is insane. I tell you what, he's probably going to have to win it. They're still going to be in. He's probably going to have to win it. I'm not saying they would fire him, but I would not be shocked if they don't win it. There is some mutual parting of ways. Very rarely, and in rivalry games, I'm really never shocked. When you grow up in the Iron Bowl, you really are never surprised. But I don't know if there has been a bigger advantage for Ohio State over Michigan in all aspects, where the game is played, who's playing the game, what is on the line, the team's performance up to this point. The only thing you can chalk it up to is there is some mental block for Ohio State when it comes to Michigan, and you fell apart. You absolutely fell apart.
Urban Meyer was 7-0 against Michigan. Ryan Day's 1-4, 4 straight losses, and also just watching him on the sideline during the whole fight. And again, I'm not going to sit here and come out there and cast aspersions why people shouldn't be planting flags or fighting, because I love it. Damn it, they fight in hockey. Let them fight everywhere. But dude, he was just standing there looking so pouty face, didn't even move. I'm just like, damn, this dude doesn't even.
Well, that's what
give a damn.
That's kind of what his team's kind of, and it's not just against Michigan. I know he's like 47-1 in the regular season against other teams, but that's kind of like, it seems like it's who he is. It's like fake, like a fake toughness, right? And nothing is more poisonous and just cringy than it's like when he tried to pull a Jake Paul and fight an old person, like talking about Lou Holtz. Like he was going to punch him one time and Lou was just going to turn into dust. I don't know. At this point, I'd take Lou.
I'm with you right now. I'm taking Lou too. Lou, man, I love his little, come on, guys. You know, I love the way he talks, man. I think it'll throw Ryan Day off. Now, I got to ask you also this. It's bad. The bad stuff also is it's sad. In SEC country, there's nothing but hate. I feel like the player haters ball is going on everywhere. You got Lane Kiffin screaming, Shane Beamer screaming, Alabama. Everybody is trying to position themselves for why they should be in. My question for you, though, today, we still have a little football to play, championship week. How many teams get in the SEC and which ones?
Well, until we know what happens in the ACC championship, that's the only one outside of Boise, UNLV, but the group of five is going to get a spot anyway. That's the only one that is really consequential to me. That and where Miami's going to be. Those are the things that I'm looking at. It all revolves around the ACC right now, because the way I see it is like this. And every coach should politic for his own team. That's what you should do. You should be trying to convince, like trying to get votes, right? You should be trying to put your best foot forward, even if you got to lie. Like, it's just part of it. It's part of the deal. So I don't blame any of these coaches for politicking. It's what I would do. But the way I see it is this. When it comes down to Ole Miss, Alabama, and South Carolina, I am a firm believer in the whole year matters. You can't just go off vibes or recency bias. The beginning of the year matters, the middle of the year matters, and the end of the year matters. If not, then don't play the game. Or just play 6 games, and that's it. I don't want that. I don't think anybody wants that. But we have to make sure when we're looking at this that we put context around every circumstance. For example, South Carolina is 9-3. Ole Miss is 9-3. Alabama is 9-3. Strength of schedule matters. They're somewhat roughly even there, you could say, right? Not that they're exactly equal, but they're even enough that we can say, all right, we got to look at something else. Win-loss record matters. They are exactly even there, 100% even at 9-3. If you look at any of the conference tiebreakers, if you're determining who plays in the conference championship game, what is the first one in every single conference?
Head-to-head.
It is head-to-head. It is the most meritocracy we can possibly have. I don't care where the game was played. I don't care when it was played. Your team played that team. And when it comes down to it, we're not arguing a 10-2 team versus a 9-3 team. If South Carolina was 10-2 and Alabama was 9-3 and Alabama beat South Carolina, the way that South Carolina is playing right now, I think they should be in, because you can say, look, they're 10-2, Alabama's 9-3, but they're not 10-2. Alabama beat South Carolina. Ole Miss beat South Carolina. So to me, the harder argument is, if there's one spot, does it go to Ole Miss or does it go to Alabama? Right now, I think you could make a logical argument for both of them, for Ole Miss and Alabama. Now, this is where strength of schedule, I think, could give Alabama the boost. And listen, I'm from Auburn. The last thing I want to do is sit up here and say Alabama needs to be in. My heart doesn't want me to say that, but I don't get paid to tell you what my heart feels. I'm not a singer. I get paid to tell you what I think should happen based on the facts that are set up in front of me. And if everything was equal, head-to-head usurps all of it. Alabama did not play Ole Miss. Ole Miss did not play Alabama. So now we've got to get into the weeds with that argument. You look at going outside. Is there a spot for both? I don't know what's going to happen with Miami. One team is coming out of the Big 12. I think one team is going to come out of the ACC. But if Clemson beats SMU, that makes SMU 11-2. Their losses would be to a probably still ranked Clemson team and a ranked BYU team that finished 10-2. You compare that to Miami, SMU should be in over Miami. Should SMU at 11-2, because remember, the committee said they're not going to punish you for playing in a conference championship game. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. So what happens if it turns into there's one spot left and it comes down between SMU, Alabama, Ole Miss, and South Carolina? I think you got to eliminate South Carolina from that. So then it comes down to SMU, Ole Miss, and Alabama. Who goes in from there? I don't know what the committee is going to do. I know they lean toward the brands, so I think SMU may be in some trouble, and Alabama's a bigger brand than Ole Miss. So, again, we got to see how it shakes out in championship weekend, but at this point, I think the SEC is going to get the champion in, the loser of the championship game, Tennessee, so that's 3. The question becomes, can they get 4? The Big Ten is going to get 4. I think right now I'm leaning toward the SEC getting 4.
If Indiana gets blown out.
Indiana's in because of what has happened around them. And win-loss record matters to me. I can't argue leaving an 11-1 team out for a 9-3 team. That's why I said if SMU loses the ACC championship and now they're 11-2, do you weigh that second loss if you're the committee? Because if you put Indiana in at 11-1, who didn't play in a conference championship game and lost their only big game, how can you not keep SMU in, who finished 11-1 and lost to a ranked team like Indiana did, but lost the conference championship game? Johnny Radio, I don't know.
Man, I love this time of year because things are so confusing, but they're so entertaining. You can't stop looking and thinking and comparing. Now, just kind of looking a little ahead against like Iowa State, Arizona State, who do you think has the advantage in the Big 12 championship? My man, Kenny Dillingham, he might look like he's 13, but damn, he's coaching his ass off.
Yeah, he may be Tom Hanks in big, but that little grown-up boy knows how to coach, doesn't he?
Yes, sir.
He's probably just jumping on those big piano keys in his office right now. You got to go with Arizona State just because of the momentum, right? I mean, it's pretty much a coin flip to me, but Arizona State with Scadaboo, it's really impressive because Kenny Dillingham is a very innovative mind, but he's also smart enough to know he needs to adjust to his personnel. Arizona State's a downhill run team. They want to run to beat you. That's what they want to do. So I would give Arizona State the nod. I think it's a pick-em. The Big 12 has just been wild, and only one team's going to get in. I would lean Arizona State right now because of the momentum.
Georgia plays Texas. Texas is a 2.5-point favorite, but we saw Georgia go to Austin and beat the brakes off Texas. My man Quinn Ewers was so flustered. People were falling around his feet. Who wins the Georgia-Texas game?
Man, it's too early for me to make a call right now because there's so many things that are combating against each other. I can't get that Georgia at Texas game that taste out of my mouth. I can't get it. And now that A&M lost to Auburn the week before, you question how elite is this A&M team. But then you look at the way Georgia played against Georgia Tech. They still hung on to win. It's a rivalry game. I get it. Georgia Tech,
man.
Like 8 overtimes. It was an incredible game. You still found a way to win. And I know that the Texas defense is absolutely elite. And Carson Beck didn't play good in that Texas game either. This is going to be one of those games of who's going to lose it. Right? Most teams don't win games, they lose them, just like Ohio State did against Michigan. So who's going to lose it? Who do you trust more, Quinn Ewers or Carson Beck? Right now, I don't have a good feel on it. I've got to look at, how healthy is Banks at tackle because the Texas offensive line struggled with the Georgia front seven. And, yeah, you can go in the game and say, we're going to make up for it, but they were better than you, like astronomically better than you at your place. How much was Georgia saving up, right? Even though it was Georgia Tech, knowing they were going to play this game. I don't know. It's too close to call right now, bro.
I know one thing. It's going to be freaking exciting. Now, I also have to ask you a question, and you'll understand in a minute. If there was a 10 or you get to take 2 5s, are you taking the 10 or are you like, you know what, I'll take 2 5s. They add up to a 10.
Oh, I'm taking the 10.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. And now you have to tell me. Now you have to tell me why Travis Hunter's going to win the Heisman. He's minus $1,500 this morning when he is a good wide receiver. He ain't the best wide receiver. He is a good cornerback, but he ain't the best cornerback in football. And who cares? He scores a bunch against Oklahoma State. Have you seen how bad that team is? I'm leaning towards Ashton Jeanty. What do you think about 2 5s over a 10?
Well, I don't think he's a 5 at either. If you watch, they don't throw it Travis Hunter's way a lot. They've moved him around. I mean, he's such a weapon. You know, they played him at nickel because the Colton Hood kid was able to come in and play when one of their corners went down. I think he's an elite DB. That's what I think he is in the NFL. I think he's a corner in the NFL. As far as wide receiver, he's just a great athlete. I think this is the perfect year for a guy like Travis Hunter to win it because it's turned into a quarterback award. But no quarterback went out and won it. Right? Dylan Gabriel had a chance. If there was a year where, Quinn Ewers just went nuts or Dylan Gabriel just went nuts, they would give it to the quarterback. But Travis Hunter picked a perfect year where the best player overall looks like the running back at Boise. Now, if Boise would have beaten Oregon, I think Jeanty would probably be leading it. But they didn't. He's an elite running back. He's going to be a great pro. But I think this is the year where if you're going to be an exotic option or an alternative, a guy that can do multiple things really, really well, this was the perfect year to win it. I think Travis Hunter is really good at both. I think he's even better at DB. And I think he's going to be picked before Jeanty in the draft. So give me Travis Hunter. I think he's the guy that deserves it.
Who do you think Will Johnson's better cornerback, though, than Travis Hunter?
I think they're kind of different in the way they play. Will Johnson's more of a, physical.
Drop you.
He's very athletic, but Travis Hunter's longer. He's rangier. I think he's Will Johnson is very, has very high IQ. He jumps a lot of routes, but Travis Hunter does the same thing. I think they're both really good. I would take Travis Hunter because I can't put Will Johnson at receiver if I have to.
I like it. He is Jake Crane. He literally, I think y'all show is the best period. Will you tell us what you got coming down the pipe and where they can find you?
Look, if you want to dive deep, right? If you're ready to hit the red button in the Men in Black car, just come over to Crane and Company. Just go to YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen, watch, Roku. I'm not smart enough to remember anything outside of what I need to talk about on the show. We go live 2 to 3:30 p.m. Central. We have live calls. CRAIN and Company. It's we're going at 2 p.m. Central today. Come hang out with us because we're going to give you our top 12. Explain why. We're going to preview the SEC championship, the Big Ten championship, and it's going to be a fun week, man.
Jake, I'll be watching. I always do because you give me so much damn information. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be blessed. We'll do it again.
All right, buddy. Sounds good. Everybody be safe out there.
That is my homie, Jake Crane. Just a nice human being.
Johnny Ray, can I say something real quick?
Oh, yeah, please.
Can I say something real quick? You want to know what's crazy? I've never had this happen in my whole 4-year sports media career. I had a quarterback's father of a certain team message me on Twitter basically saying, stop being mean to his son when I just said he wasn't a good quarterback. Can you imagine that? If your kid is a starting quarterback in the highest level of college football and you're still daddy balling this thing like I'm your travel ball coach and he's 12, it explains a lot, I think, if you know who I'm talking about. But anyway,
that dude's been thrown out, of a few little league parts and out of some high school football games.
Dude, goodness gracious. You're not that important, bud. I'm not that important. I can't fix it. I'm just going to call it how it's. Sure, he's a great guy. I'm sure he pays his taxes and walks old ladies across the street. Football doesn't define you as a person, but your son is bad at playing quarterback. I don't know what else to tell you.
Jake, I'm dying over here. Be blessed.
Dude, it's wild. It's wild.
It's wild. Also, follow me at Jake Crane _, man, because I'm telling you, you are the best tweeter on planet Earth, by the way. You are on it all the time.
It's wild, dude. It's wild.
Be easy, Holmes. We're going to take a time out. You know why? We got Terry Davis around the corner, and I'm going to listen to this audio because you won't believe who sent me a wonderful Thanksgiving well wishes.
Was it Bronny?
No. Put it this way. He might hold the highest office in the land.
Oh, Shaq.
Don't y'all dare touch that dial. Come back. We got Terry Davis, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With two conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Jenkins Floors and More invites you to their retail warehouse where they pass wholesale savings on to you. Jenkins Floors in Little Rock, Cleveland, Mississippi, and now open in Horn Lake at 2356 West Goodman Road. Specializing in flooring and carpeting, tile, plantation shutters, and blinds, Jenkins makes your life easy with a 2-week turnaround. Contractors, builders, or family projects, call 662-469-9350 for a free estimate. Owners Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins say hello to Sports 56 fans and look forward to your business.
Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Felix Cavalieri, founding member of the Rascals, will be performing with Six Wire. This year's Puddles of Liberty Bowl, and you'll want to be there too. You'll hear all the iconic hits at the President's Gala on December 26th and beyond. And at halftime, 66 Puddles of Liberty Bowl on December 27th. Get your tickets today by calling the AutoZone Liberty Bowl at 795-7700. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, chilling like villains on a Monday. It's December, people. You got y'all's Christmas shopping done? If you haven't, go down to 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch, Frontier Western Store. You can get, everybody in your family. Ladies Boutique, you got a girl? Go check out some of that beautiful stuff down there. You got kids, you want them to look cute? Check out their children's department. And men, everybody needs jeans, right?
Of course.
I mean, I don't know if you know this. I love jeans. I don't like putting on dress pants. I don't do sweatpants. I will use those yoga pants every one. Get a little workout action.
You had that suit on a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, I mean, I got nice
you had that
suits,
suit
bro.
on. You had that suit on.
I don't like to do it more than a few times a year. But if you want to get jeans, they have Ariat all the way to Wrangler and everything in between. I'm telling you right now, Frontier Western Store and frontierwesternstore.com, they got you covered. And if your girl wants some boots, big fan of the white ones. Chas wore her white boots to the Egg Bowl. And in fact, there were so many women in them. Telling you, man, step up your game. Go to Frontier Western Store and take care of your friends, family, and loved ones. It'll be a one-stop shop Christmas. What up, TD?
What up, Jay?
Man, how you doing, buddy?
Man, life is great.
Hey, Darian, did you get that little message from, by any chance, did you get the message?
From the high up?
Dude, you won't believe this.
I'm trying to.
This is how important I am. I never knew how important I was.
Hold on. Give it just another minute or two.
You won't believe what was sent to me. Like, I'm sitting here just living life. It's Thanksgiving, saying the blessing, getting ready to eat a bunch of food. And then all of a sudden it's on.
The Lord calls you?
Who?
The Lord.
No. It ain't big guns upstairs. Listen to who gave me a call this week.
John Harden is one of the best sports talk personalities there is. Just amazing. He might smoke a little too much herb, but that's okay. I respect him. I've been known to hit some blow myself, but hey, we're not talking about me. Johnny Radio is simply amazing. No others like him. Just amazing.
Did you recognize that person?
Of course.
Can you believe that dude took time out of his day to hit me with that?
That's great, man.
And by the way, just so you know, Donald, you can never smoke too much herb. It's the only thing I disagree with him about on that one.
No, he said he may do a little yayo.
No, he's the one who does yayo.
Yeah. That's what he said. He said he does a little yayo.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I love
John,
it. Yeah.
Before we go forward, we need to look back.
All right.
Last week was one of the greatest weeks in Memphis sports history. Memphis had one of their better showings in Maui.
The best showing they've ever had in Maui.
Tiger football beat a ranked team. The Grizzlies are winning the way they're supposed to win.
6 in a row?
6 in a row. And 3 teams are going to the state high school championship this weekend. That was a great week.
Hey, do me a favor. You need to tell me, is Houston going?
Yes.
Hell yeah! Looks like I'm going to Chattanooga.
I might be going too, but I'm going to get there Friday night because, like I said, it's 3 teams they're playing, and 1 play Friday night and 2 play on Saturday. So I'm going to see how my travel schedule look out, but more likely I'm going to try to make it happen. But we can look forward now.
All right. I love looking forward. Now I wanted to look forward because
1 o'clock, what happens?
Today?
The AP poll drops, and you know who else going to drop in? The University of Memphis basketball team.
Memphis, man. By the way, where do you think they come in at?
Top 15. I don't know exactly where, but top 15.
Top 15.
Yes.
Best team in the country, Auburn?
Best team in the country right now is Auburn. They got the best wins against anybody.
Shoot, they went to Houston, won. They went over to Maui and beat the brakes off of everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat Iowa State, a top 5 team. They beat Memphis, a top 15 team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some serious wins. When you look around, though, when you watched that Maui, because I need to go back there, they handled UConn. They did a great job. It went into overtime. They didn't fumble the bag at the end. It kind of freaked me out. They go beat up on Michigan State. When you saw them playing against Auburn, did you just see, is it Auburn's just the longest, most athletic group that's so deep and everybody can score kind of team going?
They're one of the best teams, but also Memphis had one of their worst games because they weren't able to shoot the ball well. And
that's because Auburn was so long.
Yeah, but I think if you play them on normal days rest, I think the game would be a much, much better outcome for Memphis. Because Memphis, even though they would get handled, they were still in the game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I do.
They were one spurt away from being in the game.
3 games, 3
right.
days. That's going to put a little bit on your body, and you got to
Especially
remember
when
we
you
got an
got a short-
8-man
we got a-
rotation, and
Exactly.
Auburn's playing everybody.
That's a big difference. And Auburn had the fresher leg, and rebounding is all about will and fresh legs. And Memphis just ran out of gas. And I'm not, it's not using an excuse, but it's just a fact. Memphis only has 8 players, and I hope they don't go get another player because we know what happened. We don't know how that will affect the chemistry of this team because this team right now, chemistry-wise, are just great.
It wasn't Naquan Tomlin's fault.
No, it wasn't, but
it was the little babies on the roster who started pouting.
Exactly. It's not the player that came in. It's the end result of what happened because who came in.
Yep. I agree with you 100%. Remember we were told at the beginning of the year that UAB was the best team in the American Athletic Conference?
Preseason polls, man, it don't mean nothing on paper.
Man, they are trash, by the way. Like, they are trash. And I hate to say this, American doesn't look like they have any good basketball teams other than Memphis. Memphis and Penny should roll through the American. Tell me I'm right.
You're absolutely right, but one thing about we should take a page out of the last year's Grizzlies book. It's not how you start; it's how you finish. If they finish healthy, they should finish probably with a 16-0 record, and they should finish with a top 6 seed in the tournament, as long as they stay healthy.
They got La Tech coming up. Is that Wednesday?
Wednesday night, and they are a really good team. People might not know about them. They come in undefeated. They've beaten some good teams, so that's going to be a really, really tough test for Memphis, especially being off so long. They would have been off for almost a week.
Well, after the La Tech game, they get a little tune-up 4 days later against Arkansas State, and then there's a very, very interesting stretch.
Yes.
Where you got Clemson at 10 a.m.,
Yep.
Virginia at 6 p.m.,
Yep.
Mississippi State at the crib, followed by Ole Miss at the crib a week later.
2 ranked teams.
Chris Beard seems pretty good.
Yeah, he's really good. He's always a good coach. Chris Beard would still be coaching now at his school if he had got caught up in a couple of things that happened, but we're not going to bring that up. But he is a really good coach.
Yeah, he is a very good coach. The only thing, if you're an Ole Miss fan, I'd be scared to death. I don't know if I'm supposed to put this all out there, but, I know where Chris Beard lives, and guess what? Let me tell you something. He don't live in a house that he bought. He's still living in the back of somebody's house, in their little guest house. After being there this long, if you are an Ole Miss fan, are you worried that Chris Beard is already eyeing other places?
If you're an Ole Miss fan, you should, because everyone knows this Ole Miss was a rehab spot for him. Even though he might fall in love with Ole Miss, but I don't think he like Ole Miss. He don't love Ole Miss. He like Ole Miss because they're paying him, but I don't know if he loves Ole Miss.
I can understand that. All right, now, got to get back over to the Tiger basketball team real quick.
Who's your favorite player on the team?
My favorite player?
You can only have one.
Oh, man, you can't do that to me.
Hey, I can do whatever.
Okay, let me just tell you something. Silent Bob with knock knees, I love him. I love him. Haggerty looks just like Sideshow Bob, but he has knock knees. Tyrese Hunter has big brass ones. The country singer Colby Rogers, PJ Carter.
Don't debate the question. Who's your favorite Tiger?
I'm gonna have to go with PJ. I like PJ. I also love Dane Danger, the way he's been playing down the stretch. He's just a dog. He's so soft around the rim. And then how do you not like Musa coming in there playing crazy defense?
It's amazing.
I like this whole team.
5 weeks ago, you didn't know one player on the team other than Jordan. Now you know them all and got nicknames for all of them. This how infectious this team is on people.
Shoot, I haven't loved this. Last year, was great. They moved all the way up to the top 10 and everything. David Jones, Q. There was a lot of people in there you kind of felt good about. Yeah. This team is literally full of dogs. They don't back down. They're not afraid of a big shot. They hustle on rebounds. They get back up and down the court. And they play defense without fouling.
Yes.
Dude, how can you not love this team?
I love this team, too. And this team is fun to watch. And I will say this again. if you're a Tiger fan and if you have the resources, go out and support this team.
Ooh. I also got a text just now. I didn't even know this. Ole Miss fans got to feel a lot better. Beard turned down the Arkansas job last spring. Another little nugget for you.
Yeah.
All right, now this is very, very important. Tiger football. How am I supposed to feel about Ryan Silverfield right now? They've gotten the top 25 again. They're right there at 25. 10-2 on the season. Beat the tar out of Tulane. It felt so good. Watching Memphis just run down their throat and out physical. I love that football game. But the one thing is, I'm just still hung up on what they did against UTSA. I mean, that one makes me absolutely crazy. And then giving up 55 points to Navy. Like, I feel good about this team. I feel good about Ryan Silverfield, but I don't feel good about going to bowl games when I feel like they could have possibly gotten the college football playoff if they handled the business.
Now, if they go to the Gasparilla Bowl in Tampa, I'm going to feel a little bit better about Ryan Silverfield.
Yeah, because you like Tampa. More
Tampa.
Strip clubs in Tampa than anywhere in the world right now.
I'm a cigar dude, man. You know, Tampa is a cigar heaven of cigar places in America. Ybor City, I'm a cigar guy, man. So I spend more times in Ybor City than some other places.
Do you leave the tobacco in there, or do you add a little something else?
No, I do not add nothing else, Johnny. That's not me.
I know that's not you. I just love messing with you. My man don't gamble, don't smoke the hippie lettuce.
The herb.
The herb. Oh,
but like I said, it's a great week for Tiger basketball. You know, the football team, you know, after tripping up twice, after having a chance to be ranked in AP, finally make it to the AP. You know, it's crazy that Memphis could be the highest ranked American Athletic Conference team at the end of the season, that they're not going to the championship game. That's how disappointing this season is. But you shouldn't be disappointed in a 10-win season.
Does Army, do they handle Tulane?
Tulane will go up there and beat the brakes off Army.
Oh, I'm glad you told me that, because I'll bet on them, and I'm backing you, bro. Oh, my God, they would be, because right now Tulane's not in the top 25. Army's barely in it.
Yep.
Damn, Memphis is going to be the highest-ranked American team not going.
If they had, like I said, if they hadn't tripped up on UTSA, even like I said, even if Memphis had beat UTSA and went to a conference championship game, there's a 9% chance they still won't be going to the playoffs. But at least they will be in a championship game.
Dude, just to win the American championship game, I think would be a huge thing for Ryan Silverfield.
It would be. But I think if he had a 10-win season and won a championship, I think he gets another bonus or another year. So it's some stipulation in his contract. So, you know, just saying.
Grizzlies got to switch gears on you. Tripp is having an amazing year, by the way. What he did against the Pacers, that was ridiculous. They were down 19 points. He had 25 points, 8 boards, 3 big blocks. And now they've won, 6 in a row?
6 in a row.
They got the Mavericks tomorrow on the road.
Yes.
How you feeling about them heading down to Big D?
You know, they're the hottest team in the NBA right now with their 6-game winning streak. They are currently in 3rd place in the Western Conference. Before the season, they were projected to win 46 games and be battling for the play-in spot, let alone they looking like the Grizzlies from a few years ago. This team reminds me of the team that went to the second round of the playoffs when they were the number 2 seed and had, you know, Ty Jones and that great, you know, second unit. This team is really, really good. And when I talk to every coach, they all say the same thing because they are so versatile. You know, they one of the only teams in the NBA that plays 11 players, and all 11 players are contributing.
And they still need to get Zach Edey back and Vince Williams Jr. and
This
G.G.
week,
Jackson.
Zach Edey comes back.
Oh, he comes back this week?
This week.
Well, I was
then
looking
that injury report come down to 2. And then Gigi's been running around there, but he'll be back. But if everything's worked right, the best Christmas present for Memphis basketball fans will be 0 people on the injury report with Vince Williams and Gigi and Zach all back in regular playing clothes.
Golly, that's what we can only wish for. The Grizzlies team, man. The one thing that's really crazy about this Grizzlies team is, man, they've had some really down stretches. They've been injured often. And then all of a sudden on December 2nd, I look up at their third place in the West.
Yes.
Man,
That's crazy, isn't it?
it is crazy.
And they're not even got to their peak yet. They're not in peak form yet. You know, the first 10 games, you know, my biggest concern with them, because they were so focused on the offense, that their defense was atrocious. Remember when the first 3 games, that third quarter, everybody said, oh, what's wrong with the third quarter? Now those guys are into basketball shape, and they're looking like one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA. I can't wait for them to play Oklahoma City. You know, Steph Curry and them comes in there in a couple of weeks, and I can't wait to see them play Golden State in a couple of weeks.
Steph's still getting it done out there, isn't he?
Yep.
With a bunch of young bucks.
Yep. And I can't say DeAnthony Melton because he's gone for the year, but Slow-Mo's out there, and both those young guys, they are rolling. And the Memphis Golden State rivalry going to go to a higher echelon this year when they start playing again.
All right. Another question for you, because I know you love everything when it comes to sports. Were you happy about, not happy, but like, what'd you think about your Steelers yesterday?
1-0, baby. We just trying to get to the playoffs.
Just trying to get the playoffs.
Yep. And then trying to get a playoff win. You know, one step at a time. You can't go to the Super Bowl unless you get the playoff win.
You never thought you would see a Russell Wilson, though, go 414 and 3 touchdowns like that.
Russell Wilson did not have a terrible year last year. It was a money thing last year. I knew Russell would come in there and do what he needs to do because Pittsburgh is not looking for that explosive quarterback. They just want you to go in there and manage the game and be better than, you know, just don't do nothing to hurt the team. And Russell hadn't did anything to hurt the team so far.
And again, I will say he does throw one of the best deep balls you'll ever see in your life.
That moon ball is one of the best things you've ever seen, man, because it's hard to defend it. And if you're a defender and you got to go over the receiver's back, and that's going to be a penalty or a reception every time.
It is absolutely nasty. Now, I did want to also ask you this. Who do you think is the best team in the NFL?
Oh, man, that's crazy, man. In the NFC, I would give it to the Lions right now because they're just playing on all cylinders on offense and defense. And the AFC, it's just freaking wide open. If I have to pick one team right now, I would still go with Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo beat the brakes out of Darian's 49ers the other day.
As I told you they would, too.
God, they did.
That snow did not help anything.
No.
If they played at noon on a sunny day, I think the result might have been a little bit closer, but the result still might have been the same.
Is there a better quarterback than Josh Allen when it comes to bad weather? I mean, he can throw the ball through any wind, through snow, and then he will truck your linebackers. Like, that dude was freaking nuts yesterday.
That dude in Kansas City ain't bad in bad weather either.
Oh, no, Pat Mahomes is a bad mamma jamma.
Yes, he is. You know, I don't cheer for Kansas City, but I like to see him play.
What are you doing this week?
This week, we got Tigers on Wednesday. We got Grizzlies on Thursday. And Friday, we got high school football. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, man. It's still up in the air.
Well,
decisions.
Keep whatever you do, keep up the good work. Make sure you let me know what's going down. Thank you for joining me last week after that amazing.
I got you.
Dude, that was fun, man. That was fun.
And we're gonna do it again when we go to the tournament. Every game for the tournament. I promise you.
I'm in. Terry Davis. Follow me at Terry D515. We'll do it again next week. You be blessed, homie.
And stay off them herbs and spices, man.
No. Darren.
Herbs and spices, juices and berries, Terry D.
You want to know? All right. The only reason I brought this up, so Chas, she's the sweetest person in the world, really nice. She tried to make one of my mom's pumpkin pie, like from scratch style.
Or not but how did it turn out?
Well, I don't know what spice she's supposed to. I think it was a clove or something. She didn't smash it all up. She put it in the blender. Next thing you know, I was eating a good old piece of pumpkin pie and I almost chipped my tooth. I give her an A for effort.
It was a lot of that going on. One of the coworkers in the sports department brought brownies to the
with ganja.
That was the first question from everyone. Like, how dare you bring regular brownies, good sir? But he brought regular brownies that he and his girlfriend made, and they were
average.
Yeah,
Put a little ganja up in there, and everybody in this place would have been crazy. I almost want to tell this story on air. I don't know if I can. Oh, by the way, you remember when I brought cookies up here?
Yes, sir.
Did you notice nobody believed there wasn't ganja in them?
Correct. They sat right there adjacent to you for a long time.
Not a person would touch them. Like, man, I don't want to eat one of John's cookies.
You couldn't give them away. But Bryant had a sweet tooth one day, so give you a little insight. He and I were doing, I believe it was Wolo's show, and my man got a cookie. He was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yes, that's why they're so plentiful."
Darian, you know which ones are the good ones, don't you?
Had to let him know. Absolutely.
Man, y'all do me a favor. Come back. We got to talk the NFL. We got college football playoffs. We got Hardwood because it feels so good. And don't forget Monday Night Football, Browns, Broncos. You can catch all the action right here on Sports 56 98.5 FM. But at the end of the show, I'll tell you who to bet on. Don't touch that out. Sports 56 98.5 FM.
A little too much herb, but that's okay. I respect him. I've been known to hit some blow myself, but hey, we're not talking about me. Johnny Radio is simply amazing.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director of Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 912715199.
Chicken is here to stay, and it's not your parents' butchered. The Cantina Chicken menu from Taco Bell is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned. Take a Taco Bell in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out, or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available participating stores rewards cards are for qualifying purchases and all purchases and snacks subject to choice.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Experience movies on the giant MXT screen featuring Dolby Atmos at the Malco Collierville Cinema Grill and Powerhouse Cinema Grill. Reserve your Malco Extreme Theater seats today at Malco.com or in the app.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Hope y'all enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Get ready. It's that holiday season. Christmas is around the corner. And football, basketball, we got it all. As I'm kind of looking in my crystal ball and at least looking at some projections, yes, we have a lot of football left to be played this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. But looking into my crystal ball and looking at the rankings right now, and where I already think I figured it out. I think Arizona State wins. I think they would be the 12th seed. I think Penn State loses to Oregon. Ergo, Penn State goes to the 5 seed. So Penn State would play Arizona State. And the winner of that would head to Happy Valley. I mean, the winner of that would, deadgummit, I just had this like put down in my head. That's why you need to write things down, people. So the Penn State Arizona State winner would face number 4 Boise State, who would get a bye. 6-11, Notre Dame and Alabama. Ole Miss fans probably want to stab me.
Yeah, they may take you out.
Now, I ain't going to lie to you. The only reason I put Alabama there is because they're a bigger brand. If you look at basically all the metrics, 3 losses by 13 points. Alabama's 3 losses are by 35 points combined. Ole Miss pimp slapped Oklahoma. Oklahoma pimp slapped Alabama. Alabama's best win is against Georgia, but boy, they almost blew that when when Ole Miss whipped Georgia's butt. And then Georgia just next week goes and beats Tennessee. So while I think it should be Ole Miss, I'm just looking at the College Football Playoff Committee, the kind of people that they are, and I just see them taking Alabama over Ole Miss. I pray I'm wrong.
Oh, but nobody knows right now. But hey,
it's just say Texas beats Georgia. Georgia would be the 7 seed. Indiana would be the 10 seed. They would play. The 8 seed would be Tennessee Vols at the crib in Knoxville against the Ohio State.
So what I'm hearing is you're giving Quinn Ewers his revenge game?
This is just actually...
Because I've been watching them since you put my eyeballs on
him.
I
don't like it.
Yeah. I've been really watching that pocket collapse and how he reacts.
Freaks out.
Yeah. Ever since you kind of laid that on me, I've been watching that. So,
I mean, maybe... I guess for me what it is, it's more easy to have just Texas win because then I don't know. If Georgia wins, I don't know how far Texas falls. Because they don't have a win that is worth a darn on their season.
Shouldn't they fall out the same way Florida State fell out because of that?
I ain't afraid of it.
I ain't afraid of it either. If you're going to charge Florida State and tax them the way you did because of a quarterback change or loss, however you want to call it, shouldn't their strength of schedule and who they play count?
Yeah.
Just a little logic.
But the thing is, though, they do have that huge brand and they travel like a bunch of maniacs.
Man.
So if Penn State, Arizona, the winner would face number 4 Boise State in my way. Notre Dame, Alabama, the winner is, I think SMU is going to win. So I got SMU. The Georgia, Indiana winner would face Texas. And Tennessee, Ohio State winner would face the number 1 seed overall in Oregon. Now, again, this ain't facts, Jack. This is just my Monday projections. But I will tell you this. Ohio State, Tennessee, first round in Knoxville. The games are on December 20th and 21st. Could you imagine what K-Town would be like? Oh, my goodness. The quarterfinals, by the way, start December 31st and January 1st. The semifinals are on January 9th and 10th. And then the Natty will be crowned on January 20th. College football playoff. Oh, it's so exciting. We do still have to wait till tomorrow, December 3rd, before we get the final bracket that's set before next week's conference championship games.
That's nuts. You said bracket talking about football, man. March Madness talking.
It is kind of like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely is. A lot of them.
Now we got to take a quick timeout. College football is exciting. College basketball's. Do you know we have the ACC SEC Challenge coming up?
Already?
Man, I swear I must. You know what? See, I don't know if I
trust
myself.
It's December, so it's almost time for you to check into basketball.
I mean, I pretty much am pretty sure that. Yeah, it starts tomorrow. I knew I read that today. You got SC and BC, Cal, Missouri, Kentucky, Clemson, Florida State, LSU, Georgia Tech, Oklahoma. The Rebels are playing Louisville. You hear that right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM. Arkansas plays Miami. Notre Dame plays Georgia Tech. Syracuse and Tennessee are going to get it going. And then you have Wake Forest and Texas A&M. That's tomorrow. On Wednesday, the best team in the country, Auburn faces Duke. Texas faces North Carolina State, and Alabama plays North Carolina. That'll be a fun game watching Nate Oates' buds get up and down against that Carolina team that likes to run like madmen. Pitt and Mississippi State, Virginia, Florida, Vandy, and Va Tech. So we got ACC, SEC basketball going down. It's a challenge. We got college football playoffs to talk about all week. But man, what a hell of a day we had in the NFL yesterday. Again, I made bank.
I was on fire too, good sir.
Man, what? Like, how come I just was in the zone yesterday. Like, I just could not pick wrong. I lost one game yesterday. One. And it was BS. We're going to take a quick timeout. Do me a favor, join us on the other side. It's NFL talk. It's Hardwood. And who are we betting on Monday Night Football? You got the Browns at the Broncos. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
This is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. Did you know there are so many roofing companies in Memphis that I don't even know them all? So that begs the question, which one should you choose? So I thought I'd give you a little background about me. My grandfather was a World War II Marine. My father worked for the University of Memphis for nearly 30 years. My mother, a pianist at Raleigh Baptist Church. Seems like forever. I went to Brownsville Road, Craigmont, and Bartlett High School, class of 81. We support the local school systems, youth athletics, and believe in what St. Jude and Le Bonheur stand for. I'm a Tiger and Grizz fan. The point? Memphis is my home. Five-Ash Roofing will be around if you ever have a problem with the service we provide. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical, with deep local ties in our community. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
Rich Eisen here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. We wrap up Week 13 of the NFL season with an AFC battle between the Browns and the Broncos. Both are coming off divisional wins, and Denver, led by star rookie quarterback Bo Nix, hopes to pick up its third straight win. Kevin Harlan and Hall of Famer Kurt Warner have the call from the Mile High City on Monday Night Football.
Right here on Sports 56.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings. Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Guys, it's finally here. Wendy's new salted caramel frosty. It's cold, salted, yet perfectly sweet, delicious, and it's at the top of Santa's Christmas list. What? Santa has a list too, you know. And he's a huge salted caramel frosty fan. Probably why he's so jolly all the time. The iconic frosty with the salted caramel twist? Got it, Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Salted caramel frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
high-energy, full-body workout that utilizes the same equipment and technology employed by Floyd Mayweather to achieve his impressive 50-0 record. The workout features 4 types of heavy bags, treadmills, rows, battle ropes, weights, and much more. Visit Mayweather Boxing and Fitness located at 2257 North Germantown Parkway in Cordova. Train like a champ. Mayweather Boxing and Fitness. 901-673-1267.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, we are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis.
That was one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 at 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
John Harden is one of the best sports talk personalities there is. Just amazing. He might smoke a little too much herb, but that's okay. I respect him. I've been known to hit some blow myself, but hey, we're not talking about me. Johnny Radio is simply amazing. No others like him. Just amazing, mate.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. Gotta say, thanks. That's just a nice thing to send me on Thanksgiving, bro.
I mean, you just can't hear it enough.
I'm glad you thinking
You just
about
can't
me.
hear it enough.
I think it's hilarious. It is hilarious, man. I also think some of the things I saw in the NFL were hilarious. College football was hilarious. And not for the reason you think. Did you see, I'm trying to think the exact number because I have it. We had Michigan, Ohio State. They fought really good. That was the best fight of the day. North Carolina State, North Carolina fought. A little soft. Arkansas and Missouri got in a brawl. Auburn and Alabama got in a fight. Notre Dame and USC got in a fight. Arizona State and Arizona got in a fight. Florida and FSU got in a fight. And Texas and TAMU got in a fight.
John, I don't know if you know this, but that's what Rivalry Week does.
Thank you.
It
They
does
don't
that.
like each other.
Nope, from the rooter to the tutor, none of that.
And I just saw a lot of people. This is the most unhinged week of college football I've ever watched. Who are these sick people who are planting flags in the middle of the other team's field and trying to cause humiliation? It's disrespectful. It's rude. Man, shut up. Shut up. I thought all the fights were great. If we can fight in hockey, why can't we fight anywhere else? Let's just roll, people. I don't know. I thought it was great.
I'm with you. That's what rivalries do, man.
I want these teams to hate each other.
Absolutely.
I want them to go play their ass off. And you know what? You go plant your Michigan flag on the middle of the field. I also like to see that the Ohio State kids, while you didn't handle your business on field, you're going to say, nah, I ain't doing that. I don't think it was such a big deal. I think it was entertaining.
It's actually motivating me. I want to take our Sports 56 flag and go plant it in another sports
Dude,
radio.
I'm digging it.
Bam!
I'm digging
Bam! Just right there, you know.
Yeah, but man, if you would just like read some of the quote journalists who, by the way, I don't know if you know this, not all. You know, a lot of journalists think their poop don't stink.
You know, you're a journalist as well, right? Technically,
Oh,
you're
I know, but
technically,
I don't
you're a
do that
journalist
stuff
as
anymore.
well.
No, I'm an opinion.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're
But
saying.
I mean, if you come out there and write a full article about how this was the most embarrassing week in college football, y'all are supposed to be mature young men setting examples and blah, blah, blah. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Listen to your preacher. Listen to your dad. Listen to somebody who actually does something besides smash heads against each other's, I mean, come on now. So, boxing needs to be UFC and boxing, I guess, need to be banned, huh?
No, they love that.
Oh, we can have human cockfighting, but we can't have a couple dudes push around each other with football pads on and helmets.
And great analogy. They actually got on gear, like ain't like they're going out there without the helmets or whatnot.
Anyway, I just want to know what y'all think. I thought the hyperbole after all this. I mean, I enjoyed. My Saturday was awesome. Like, it was fun.
You got one person that gave you their thoughts.
And I also and I'm going to tell you something. I watched the Ohio State Michigan from like 10 different angles because I was loving it. The only thing I did not like, those poor kids got pepper sprayed.
Yeah.
That is some BS. By the way, do me a favor. Officers, stay off the damn field and let kids be kids. Let their coaches come get them or whatever. We don't need anybody arrested on Michigan or Ohio State.
Yeah, but they gotta kind of
No, they don't. Keep your ass off the field. Hey, do you see a box? Do you watch a police jump in there and say, "Don't box each other"?
Well, not from this standpoint, John. What
do
I
they
was saying
stop a
is,
hockey fight?
But there's other people on the field. That's what I was getting at. You have ladies that are reporters, so you can't take.
Let me just tell you something. Have the wherewithal to get your ass out the way.
Correct.
I mean, seriously.
But you got a lot of people there that don't have on gear that are just there to do their job.
Well, when you are a police officer and you're 5'8",
it's called a line of duty.
60, and you get in the middle of the whole fracas, guess what? You're going to get squished. Yeah. And don't pull out your pepper spray.
Absolutely not.
Damn.
That was bad. But your man Randy says the end of Ohio State was embarrassing and should never have happened. So Randy's on that.
Let me just tell you something. I get it. Everybody's allowed for their opinion. Sports and reality are different.
Just don't hurt anyone. I'm with you.
Like, I ain't going outside and me and you going to scrap in the middle of the street, or I ain't going to a bar. Then I'm going to get myself arrested. This is sport.
But yeah, the pepper spray was. That's where you kind of draw the line. And
that's why I said keep your butt off the field. Back up. Get your coaches off or whatever you got to do. Just don't.
Yeah, I get you. But you got to get like the crews off the field and stuff, Joe. You got some unassuming people out there. But just like you said, if you're on the sideline and you see it, it's technically in the line of duty. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right about that. Get your butt out the way.
And then the other thing I'm just going to say last night, I mean, if you're watching the Pittsburgh game yesterday.
That was good. That was a very high score.
It was a great game. Joe Burrow's a bad man, Jamma Russell Wilson. And it's like, anything you can do, I can do better. It was a great game. But when, George Pickens caught that moon ball right there at the 15-yard line, and he put two fingers in the air, they gave him a 15-yard penalty because the official says, your hand looked like a gun. NFL, I don't need you to be my moral compass.
What the official say? What did he say?
Oh, your fingers look like a gun. Gave him a 15-yard penalty. We have a Second Amendment right. I got guns. Hop up in my house. I've been waiting to use them my whole life. But you know what? I shoot at the television every time. I think I shot probably 1 million rounds yesterday from my fingers. Guess what? My TV didn't blow up. Did you watch Yosemite Sam when we were growing up? That dude was capping everybody. Oh, John Wick is very popular. Dude shoots like 2,000 people a day.
And he's done it in 4 different movies.
But the NFL is like, oh, guys. By the way, did Pat Mahomes get a 15-yard penalty for doing it as well 2 weeks ago?
Don't believe so.
He didn't, because he's Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, MVP type stuff.
Anyway. I don't know why that bothered me so much. Oh, yeah, that's why. You know why it bothered me so much? Because I had the Steelers. You go from the 15-yard line, I'm like, oh, man, we screwed. We screwed. But no, the Steelers took care of business 44-30 over the Bengals.
Fighting Mike Tomlins, man.
Dude's a man. Dude is a man. But let's be real. Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Like,
at this moment, John, I as a Niner with a losing record, I just want to trade my entire draft. I want to pull a Mike Ditka, call up the Bengals, give them my entire draft.
For Ricky Williams.
For Joe Burrow.
For Joe Burrow, though. He did it for Ricky Williams.
Yeah, he did it for Ricky Williams. For those, he was with the Saints. Gave up the entire draft. But that's where I am. That guy is incredible. Even in losing efforts, man.
He is ridiculous. And I want you to think about it. Joe Burrow has thrown for 3,300 yards. 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. His team, that defense is pathetic. Cincinnati, you got to do better while you got this young man. Got to do better. Now, a lot of fun stuff in the NFL yesterday. But Matt Eberflus on Thanksgiving Day, I had the Bears. I had the points. I appreciated the comeback because I didn't think I had a chance to win when it was 16-0 at halftime. I'm like, damn, man. Backdoored me like you wouldn't believe. But if you're like Dave Woloshin, who loves Chicago, the city, the team, he is a Bears fan through and through. Could there be anything more annoying than watching Matt Eberflus kind of handle late game situations? He can't even handle the clock. And why did you put him on the podium to explain to people how stupid he was? Well, the idea was, to re-rack it, run the same play again, and then like at 18 seconds, get a few yards, call a timeout, kick a field goal. Dude, did you not see how screwed up your team was on the field and nobody knew what to do? Timeout. Timeout. Timeout.
That's all you got to do.
And now he's in timeout because he's been fired.
Yep, and that's a historical deal, too. First time the Bears have ever made it
in season.
Yep. I wonder why they haven't. I mean, why ride it out? But I guess, they try to be loyal, I guess.
What are they? Is the owners like the McCaskies? Or who were the owners of the Bears?
The Bears owners, huh?
I just remember, I think it was them. They try to be very classy. You know what I'm saying? Well, you put something on the field, man. It's been a long time since Sweetness was running there. Refrigerator Perry.
You are right. Virginia Hallis McCaskey.
Mm-hmm. They're just like, sweet, classy people. But let me tell you something. Sometimes you got to fire somebody. You shouldn't have waited this long. Now, not only did the Bears fire Matt Eberflus, and the Bears lost another crazy, crazy, crazy game. But I thought the Chiefs were going to lose to the Raiders this weekend. On Friday, did you see that?
I took the points of that.
I mean, the Chiefs recovered a botched snap in the closing seconds to hold off that win. They won 19-17. They are 11-1 on the season.
They don't cover, buddy.
They are 11-1 on the season. I want you to listen to this. They beat the Raiders by 2. The Panthers by a field goal. They lost to the Bills by 9. They beat the Broncos by 2. The Buccaneers by 6. The Raiders earlier by a touchdown. 13-point win against the Saints looks like their best win so far because the other one's 7-5-2. They don't beat people up anymore. But damn it, they keep winning.
It's going to bite them. That's not playoff ball, Johnny. You know that.
I don't think it's playoff ball.
That's regular season ball.
Did you think last year was the worst Kansas City Chiefs team you've seen in a couple years? Because I did. You had McCole Hardman dropping every damn pass.
Yes.
Travis during the regular season was Taylor Swift's keister.
And we thought she would, bring him down, but obviously didn't.
No. Now, I'm just saying,
that's not playoff ball, man. And we know that.
It ain't playoff ball, but when they get into the playoffs, I'm always scared.
I'm not. Not this year. Not this year. Just they look like they can be had.
I believe they could be had.
Hey, even
unless they play Lamar Jackson in the playoffs.
I was saying it, But, even Peyton had to overcome the big bad Brady. So sooner or later, Baltimore or Buffalo, one of them going to overcome it. And why not this year, especially the way Buffalo's playing.
The Eagles-Ravens game was awesome. I love this Eagles team. Nick Sirianni, did you notice that he looks like Aaron Rodgers on meth?
Yeah, and don't forget.
He does, doesn't he?
But yeah, don't forget he brought his kids to the podium with him too, crybaby. So I'm not letting him ride for that. I still remember that.
I still remember it too.
Now he's your coach of the year?
No, Dan Campbell's still the coach of the year.
All right, kneecaps. I'm with
10-1. He's a pimp. But what Nick's done is pretty impressive. Defense is right now number 1 team. By the way, man, that defense is playing out of their mind.
They got all those daggone
Georgia,
picks, man. They got all those picks, man. Talent, dude.
And then what Saquon Barkley's done this year, he's ridiculous. They got AJ out there. They got Slim Reaper. I'm telling you right now, Eagles are clicking on all cylinders.
Happy quarterback, got his money, so quarterback's not an issue.
Playing extremely well. I didn't even know he could play this well.
Yeah, man, he's got. If you look at it, I forgot what where I got it from, but he has a stat where every year since college he's gotten better. It's on record, you know. So shout out Jalen Hurts.
Man, dude works hard. I mean, think about how he was the starting quarterback at Alabama, loses his job to a freshman in Tua. Sat back there for that year, gave him a huge win in a championship game. Then he goes to Oklahoma, and damn it, he still finds his way to the NFL. Now he's getting paid. That was thoroughly impressive. And I was also just so sad for the Cardinals against the Vikings. I love this team. I love the young coach Gruden, the way they play defense. James Conner might run harder than anybody in the National Football League. I'm not saying he's the best running back, but do you know anybody who runs harder and tries to run people over? He does not go down on first contact. And Kyler Murray, while I don't like little quarterbacks, never had. Me and Gabe used to talk about this all the time. I say, if you ain't at least 6'2", I don't need your ass. Get on out. Kyler Murray is like 5'10". But damn, does he throw a sick ball.
Laser rocket baseball arm, man.
Man, he can throw it from any angle. He can throw it from anywhere. And for a 5'10" guy, his vision is great because he gets in between and he moves throughout the pocket better than anybody. And then he's the fastest little dude I've ever seen. Yep. He looks like Mighty Mouse.
Gets a couple of them tipped every now and again, but
yeah, he had a big one tipped yesterday.
Yep, Okay. Yeah, get some tipped every little tip drill.
Just the tip.
Little tip drill. Action.
Just the tip.
But I'm with you. I like him. He's scary, man. He is.
He is, and he's extremely.
But I guess not to bury the lead. The Vikings, who's their quarterback? Like
Sam Darnold.
Like that's what I'm saying. 10-2. Who saw this? Like
nobody.
Who saw this?
Do you actually believe in them?
I believe in the defense and Flores. I think that's where these dubs are coming from.
Their defense has been playing out of
That's where the dubs are coming from, the defense. But you still got to give the quarterback some credit. I mean, the guy's going to get paid. He's going to get paid too, Johnny Money. You know that?
I guess so.
He has to.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to. But, I mean, they just drafted. I mean, who's going to pay him? Because it's probably not going to be Minnesota.
It may not be Minnesota.
You got JJ coming back next year. I don't know if JJ's going to be any good.
You got that bad man from the Giants with him too now. The Giants quarterback, Daniel Jones, he's in Minnesota now too. I'm just saying, dude.
Daniel Jones. Don't make me laugh.
He's the backup.
Don't make me laugh.
He's the backup.
He definitely won't be starting.
No, he'll be backing up McCarthy.
If he got hurt, if Sam Darnold got hurt, I think they'd look over at Daniel Jones and be like,
you gotta go
run the
with
Wildcat.
You can run the Wildcat.
But the one thing about this Minnesota team is they don't ever beat the brakes off of anybody. The Cardinals, I thought were going to pull that Jun out. They won by 1. They should have lost to the Bears, but Matt Eberflus went 30-27. The Titans are terrible. Titans were right there. They did pull it off at the end. They just don't. They beat the Jets by 6. They beat the Packers by 2. I mean, damn, they're winning football games. But you can't live on the edge all the time. That's what the Kansas City Chiefs are doing. And Sam Darnold ain't Pat Mahomes. As much as I like Kevin O'Connell, he is not Andy Reid.
Nope.
Now, looking over the NFC standings. That 49ers NFC West, does anybody want it? I mean, is Seattle going to win this?
My money's on the Cardinals, but
you got Seattle 7-5. Cardinals and Rams are both 6-6, and then your 49ers, who played in the Super Duper Bowl last year, 5-7. Losers of their last 3.
Come on, Shador. No, I got Brock. We're good.
Brock looked great yesterday.
Man, that's bad yesterday. But I told people, if you want to get your mortgage paid off, go ahead and bet the house on the Bills. We're just like the Dolphins. We come from hot, warm weather. And they made us do it back to back. Whoever made these schedules, to hell with you. Green Bay, Thursday, did you see that snow?
Mm-hmm.
Then the Buffalo. No chance. 0 chance, man.
Well, the NFC West is very confusing. But the NFC South,
Yeah, my Falcons are not Falcons.
6-6, losers of 3 in a row after everybody was loving Kirk Cousins.
4 interceptions yesterday.
Did you hear the announcer during the thing? He's like, I feel like I had too many cousins over at Thanksgiving, and I feel like the Falcons fans are tired of their cousins. I get it. He ain't getting it done. But Tampa Bay Buccaneers barely got it done yesterday. It's just, everything's wild. By the way, speaking of the San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Bucks, I mean the New Orleans Saints is what I meant to say. I was just talking about the Bucks. Who do you think's had a better NFL career? Christian McCaffrey or Alvin Kamara?
Who overall, I would say Kamara, because Kamara's been doing it longer. McCaffrey was that guy, but he wasn't, as the kids say, him in Carolina. He didn't become him until he got to the West Coast, baby.
This is crazy because I would have just immediately thought Christian McCaffrey in my mind. Alvin Kamara is a full-grown man out of Tennessee. I love him. Had him for fantasy back in the day. But when I saw this tweet, I almost freaked out. Alvin Kamara has 6,611 yards. Christian McCaffrey has 6,334. Alvin Kamara has 60 rushing touchdowns. McCaffrey has 52. Total yards from scrimmage, receiving and running the ball.
This is where it's going to get ugly.
Because they are both great.
Yeah.
It doesn't get ugly. 11,937 yards to Alvin Kamara. 11,006 yards for Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, okay. I thought he was going to blow him out.
Total touchdowns combined, rushing and receiving, Alvin Kamara, 85. Christian McCaffrey, 81. And then yards per carry, Alvin Kamara, 4.5. Christian McCaffrey, 4.7. Dude's a lot closer than I thought.
Absolutely, especially when you get most or probably half of those yards this season against the Cowboys. In that first game they played, they put up almost 50 points. He had like 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Terrible stuff.
Killing them, but that's awfully close.
That is awfully close. Now, I do need to remind you, we have Monday Night Football. I'm going to tell you who to bet. Browns, Broncos, Denver's a 6-point favorite, total 42.5. I'll give you that at the end of the show. On the other side, we're doing a little Hardwood because it feels so good. But can I tell you the truth?
Go ahead.
If it wasn't for Tito's, I don't know if I would have survived the holidays, man. You know what I'm saying? Millions of questions. People pinching on your cheeks, smacking you on your butt. No, I'm just kidding. Pinching on your cheeks. But, man, Tito's made my holidays better. It's the best vodka in the world. It's a 4-time gold medal winner. Best vodka tonic, period. It is USA vodka. It ain't no commie vodka. And it's 100% gluten-free. If life hands you lemons, don't freak out, don't fret, don't stress. Just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's the best. Tito's handmade vodka. Back in 2 shakes with a little wood on Sports 56 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Join us celebrating 26 years of Napa Cafe. Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad, or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us as we celebrate 26 years of Napa Cafe. I'd sure love to see you.
The 2025 Range Rover Sport sits right at the heart of the Land Rover lineup, offering a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility. Smaller and more agile than a full-size Range Rover, it's a great option for everyone who wants luxury and practicality. Every model comes with
perfectly seasoned. Take a Taco Bell in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out. Or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available at participating stores. Rewards cards are for qualifying purchases. All purchases supplies last. Subject to choice.
Don't miss your Memphis Hustle take on the Birmingham Squadron this Monday, December 2nd at Landry Center at 7 p.m. Give off the holiday season at the Hustle's Winter Wonderland with activities for the entire family. Visit memphishustle.com for tickets.
Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Felix Cavalieri, founding member of the Rascals, will be performing with Six Wire on this year's Puzzle Liberty Bowl, and you'll want to be there too. You'll hear all the iconic hits at the President's Gala on December 26th at Eli, and at halftime, 66 Puzzle Liberty Bowl on December 27th. Get your tickets today by calling the AutoZone Liberty Bowl at 795-7700. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive through.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. We made it back from a wild weekend. Hope you had a lot of fun. Is this today where nobody gets anything done on Monday?
No, that should be, a little closer to Christmas. I don't think people are that out of it. Not yet. Holidays hadn't been around that long. Check back around the 25th, 26th-ish.
Man, I know if I had a real job, I wouldn't be getting nothing done.
Were people's lives counted on it?
I mean, I can barely move. And I don't know why. I mean, my body is just sore. Do you know why?
No, why you got it?
Because if you saw me Saturday and Sunday, I probably did more cardio, working out, shooting my guns at the TV. Heck, football is bad. Now, we're about to get to a little bit of hardwood. And my buddy Randy texted in. We've talked about the football, the planting of the flag. He said the end of the Michigan-Ohio State game was embarrassing and should never have happened. I'm originally from Wisconsin. I bet Randy ain't afraid of the cold or cheese curds.
Not at all.
They drink a lot of beer in Wisconsin. Try some Tito's, Randy. He says, I'm a huge Big Ten fan. I've always had respect for Michigan-Ohio State. Not so much after this weekend. But you never disrespect your biggest rivalry by planting a flag on their logo just because you won a game. I don't blame the Buckeye players for standing up for their home field at all. Hell, if I was there, I'd been the first one to try and stop them. Then he goes on to say, thinking about it like this. These two teams play each other every year. Alternating stadiums. What happens next year if Ohio State goes to Ann Arbor and beats Michigan? This scenario could play out as early as next year and has the potential to eventually get ugly. It's all kind of like a baseball. When a pitcher hits your best hitter, there will be retaliation, but you may not know when or where it's coming.
I mean, that is your book reading voice. That's what I'm talking about right there. Put that on the ebook or something, man. I'm talking about you. That's what I'm talking about, baby. But yeah, I know he's right. It's going to play out next year.
It's going to play out. It's going to play out, and I understand everything he's saying. But let me just tell you a little secret. At least Ohio State, Michigan, or the 12 fights that we had over the weekend in college football ain't nothing like soccer fan. Did you hear what happened in Southern Guinea?
Nah, I didn't. You were in Guinea?
Dude, 56 people are dead. Do you know why?
Earthquake.
Nope.
Okay. No, I'm out on that one.
They were at a soccer game. There was a bad call.
Uh-oh.
Their team didn't win. Next thing you know, stones. Not golf balls like Tennessee fans throwing them at Lane Kiffin. They were picking up stones and chunking them on the field. Next thing you know, fights start happening. Then the police start shooting tear gas up into the stands. And then there was a complete scrum. It was like complete. If you watch the video, it's very disturbing. Very disturbing. But you got you're in these bleachers. Everybody's being pushed this way. They trampled to death 56 people like they're dead.
Wow.
That didn't happen in Michigan and Ohio State, did it?
No, sir.
So fake football, their fans are crazier than real football fans.
That's why I got to go to a game when the Olympics come here 3-4 years.
Dude.
I'm going. I got to go.
The Olympics is in L.A., isn't it?
Yes, sir. I am putting coins away as of right now, baby, because
I'm kind of curious. Like, they're doing the flag football in 2028, right?
Uh-huh. You down? Your knees? You got,
I don't know.
Can you get down?
No, I'm too old.
Can't do it anymore.
I'm just wondering if they start letting NFL players do it.
I don't think they would have restrictions because you got to think NBA gets to play in said basketball. NFL shouldn't be able to play. Now, are your governors and whatnot and agents are going to get into that? But I think they're going to be allowed.
Tyreek Hill wants to play.
As he should.
You throw the ball to him. Who's going to catch him?
Not a soul.
By the way, I need to tell you about Automatic Gates Construction. Go to myautomaticgates.com and check out what they do. They built my gate a couple years ago, and I'm just going to tell you, they custom tailor gate solutions for residential, commercial, industrial needs that includes repairs, maintenance, and installation. Automatic Gates Construction specializes in designing, installing, and then they just somehow blend aesthetic appeal and security all in one. Go to myautomaticgates.com. That's myautomaticgates.com. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Dude, you know whose birthday it is?
Yosemite Sam.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Aaron Rodgers is 41 today.
A-Rod, the bad man.
So the day before his birthday, he heard that he will not be returning to the Jets. Did you hear that yesterday?
No. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was open to it.
Adam Schefter tweeted out that, I think I still got it. He said, in what seems like is definitely going to happen. Man, I can't scroll through this damn thing. I like too much. I got so many damn things. I'm pretty sure it was Adam. Here it is. Here it is.
History's getting you.
Adam says it's highly unlikely that Aaron Rodgers will be the Jets quarterback in 2025 after that loss. If he says it's highly unlikely, I gotta say, damn, you found out the day before your birthday.
But that would affect a younger guy much more. He's 41. He's rich, no kids. Yeah,
Ego is ego is ego is ego.
Correct.
Now, you know who else's birthday it is? She's the craziest woman on the planet.
Sexy Red.
No, you good. She's the second craziest person. She likes to dance with knives. She likes to get half naked in her videos. She's been dumped more times than... She's been dumped more times than Cher has dumped people. And I think she's had 75 husbands. Britney Spears.
Oops, I did it again.
Is she the baby?
Yeah.
Do you know when she was young, she was not that crazy and was really hot?
In Fuego.
And right now, I ain't gonna lie to you. A 43-year-old Britney Spears walked in here, and I know she's got bank. You know what I'm doing?
What you doing?
Running out the back door. Because she crazy.
She still bald?
No. She got her hair back.
Oh, okay.
But she looks terrible. She puts out these... Man, she is just bat-ish crazy. Now, did you see the Texans player who absolutely ripped Trevor Lawrence's head off yesterday?
Yeah, I forget his name, but
Azeez?
forearm. He had that little deal. He like Lex Luger. Like
Azeez Al-Shahir.
Ugh, man, that was bad.
Well, man, can I just tell you something? I don't really like what he did. After he ripped off Trevor Lawrence's head, The first thing he does when he goes to the locker room, he puts out on social media.
Oh, Lord.
He puts out, I never intended to hurt Trevor Lawrence. My job is to hit people as hard as I can. And then I'll still pray for you that you're alive and you get up and can play the next play. Well, dude, he was sliding, bro. You almost literally took his whole freaking head off.
You lose me every time with your ebook voice.
And then he says, but this is just a game. And people need to understand it's competition. And then he says, I never realized how many homophobic, racist people were in the National Football League. He says you should have heard the things that the Jags players were calling him.
Yeah, they were kind of playing in Jacksonville, and you hurt their multi-million-dollar quarterback?
Yeah, dude, they just gave him $270.
Duh.
Dude, they're going to have a lot of booze coming down on you.
You're lucky you didn't get no mama jokes. Hey.
Dude, I know one thing, he's going to get a hell of a fine.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I got a question for you. If you came over to my house and you got a stomach ache, would you come to work like a week later and be like, damn, bro, man, your wife's cooking's terrible?
Oh, no, John, who did that? You can't do that, man.
No, you can't do that. Najee Harris dished that out over the weekend.
Oh, man.
He said that he had a very, very big plate at Thanksgiving. He said...
As long as it wasn't Mike Tomlin's wife he's talking about.
He said he went to Pat Fryermuth's house, and his wife, Jill, made made some fire-ass little things. And then he said that some of the things that he had made him sick for days.
Pat, the awesome tight end, by the way.
Dude, he's ridiculous.
Oh, my goodness. Him and Pat and Jill. He'll never be over again.
Dude, you can't go to the podium and be like, oh, man, Thanksgiving was good, but, man, Pat's wife, Jill, she made some fire-ass things, and then she made some other things that I was sick for 2 days.
Nah, you can't do that, man.
I mean, Pat and Najee must be tight. I mean, they did do Thanksgiving together. But I would be pissed.
Absolutely.
Because I might agree with you, but I would never tell her that her food's bad. I just would sneak it into the trash can before she knew it or drop it down on the floor for the dogs. By the way, if you just want to make sure that your wife is happy and she does a whole lot of cooking, if you don't like it, smile. And then make sure your dog's sitting right there next to you. And every time she turns to talk to somebody else, you just...
I did it last night, but my daughter caught me. And she took the food from the dog. And then she said it aloud. You gave him some food. And then it went downhill from there. So if you are going to feed the dog, do it with your 10-year-old not looking.
Yeah, do that. Do that. And by the way, I saw a crazy person this week.
Ooh, who's that?
Arizona's defensive assistant. Please tell me you saw him headbutt players.
Without a helmet?
He had no helmet. They had helmets on. Chuck Cecil. And then all of a sudden, when I look at Chuck after he headbutts like 4 players, he's got blood running all down his face. All down his face.
They're bleeding like dirty Dutch Mantel.
That's why you don't take a bump before you go out there out of the tunnel.
Correct.
You be crazy. I mean, I'm talking about, like, have you seen this picture of him?
No, he's bleeding for real.
Like straight up blood coming down his face.
You can show your viewers if you turn it around.
I mean, by the way, this is a 4-17. Could you imagine if they were any good?
Yeah, he'd be what? Hitting him in the face too, as well, punching him.
Doing all kinds of stuff. And then I was a little upset this weekend. I was watching. Man, I can't be upset because she's hot. But Josh Allen got engaged.
That wasn't even the most impressive thing. The most impressive thing was where he got engaged at. So
Hawaii.
Apparently, I thought he said Malibu.
Malibu.
Yeah, so
in Malibu. Oh, wait, Malibu's in California.
Yeah, it ain't in Hawaii.
I was thinking Maui.
You still on the Tigers?
Oh, in Maui, Wowie, good strand for
Little
back in the day.
Wowie. But that was great. Like you got to. I guess that's the benefit of being rich. Maybe you got a private jet, so you go to Malibu one day where it's like 70, 80 degrees. Then you fly back, to Buffalo where it's 20 degrees.
But I do have to say I agree with Josh Allen on one thing. After his engagement, he put it out on social media. After the game, he was asked about it. Do you know what he said? They're like, when's the date? When's the date? He looked at him just like I would. I just got engaged.
Yeah, we ain't set no date yet.
Like, I gotta, like, this thing's gotta ride out for a couple years to see if I actually do show up and marry you. Like, an engagement doesn't mean I'm getting married tomorrow. I don't have to set a date immediately, right?
Correct. You don't have to set a date at all. The engagement can be the creme de la creme of the relationship.
I mean, by the way, the funniest thing is, like, when the reporter asked him, so when's the date? He looked at the reporter like he'd straight up, I don't even know what he thought he asked him, or smoked a crack pipe right in front of him. He was like, we just got engaged. Lord. You know what we're about to do, don't you? Bet. Browns, Broncos, going down tonight. 6-point favorite. That's Denver. Total 42.5. Which way do you go? Well, come back on the other side and I'll tell you. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Let me guess, you're going to recommend that everyone get their holiday meal from Central Barbecue.
No, although it's a great idea, get everybody some fantastic Central Barbecue and not have to do any of the work, but that is not what this spot is about.
It's not?
No, this is about another way Central Barbecue can save you time and trouble.
Ah, Central Barbecue gift cards.
That's right. You don't have to fight the holiday gift shoppers when you can just go online and order up a handful of Central Barbecue gift cards.
No one has ever turned up their nose at getting the best barbecue in Memphis.
In the world.
In the world for free.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What's your perfect night? Is it curling up for a cozy, peaceful night in? Therapy can feel like that. Your comfort place, where you replenish your energy. With BetterHelp, get matched with a therapist based on your needs. Entirely online. It's convenient, suited to your schedule or mine. Find comfort this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/succeed today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/succeed. BetterHelp.com/succeed.
There is only one family gathering this season that is sure to bowl you over. Premier Lanes Entertainment Center. Located next door to Oxford Common Cinema, the area's largest family fun center features bowling, Action Alley Arcade, birthday parties, events, and more. Book your fun today at PremierLanes.com.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not point the finger saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Man, the College Football Playoff Committee, when they come out tomorrow, I'm going to read a lot of stuff about Lane Kiffin, some of the things that he put out there that make a whole lot of sense. But damn it, I'm not going to like believe in it until I see it. Right now, I still think they're going to take the Alabama Crimson Tide if they do get 4 in. Because Texas, Georgia, and Tennessee are in. Deal with it. And Alabama, Ole Miss, and South Carolina are all fighting with each other. I'm better. No, you're better. I'm better. We just have to wait and see. But now we got NFL action. This game feels really easy to me. Now, Terry Davis's Pittsburgh Steelers played a terrible football game. Jameis Winston had one hell of a football game, engineered a great drive.
In the snow.
Jumped over somebody, landed on his head, held under the foot. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Man, that was awesome, wasn't it? But let's be real, they were 3-18.
Correct.
They know they're not playing they're not going to be in the postseason. And if you look at who they compete against, it's the division rivals. Like they beat the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
When they go out of division, they get their butt whipped. They're only 1-4 on the season away from their house. And they're also only 2-4 at their house. But the Broncos, winners of 7 of their last 10 games. And I don't know if you know this, Bo Nix currently has the second best odds to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Dude, he's good.
He's been dealing.
Sean Payton has his guy in Bo Nix. And Cleveland, again, like I said, they just play better when they face division opponents. Everything for me in this game is saying, take Denver. Take Denver. By the way, did you know The former Oregon standout, Mr. Bo Nix, has 16 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions in his last 10 games where they won 7 of those.
Sounds like he's settled in.
Bro, he has settled in. And let's not forget, they got some dudes over there in Denver. So I'm laying the points.
Was it 6.5?
6 currently right now. At least if you're on the MGM, it says 6. And then the total is 42.5.
You're not worried about the young guy prime time. That's the only thing I look at. Young guys prime time tend to blow up and screw up.
Man, I just also think I just think Sean Payton and Denver are going to have a hell of a plan. Browns don't care. They're just ready for Christmas. They ate more turkey than anybody over the feast.
They got a beast on that
They
other
can't
side,
be
though,
all.
man.
And Kevin Stefanski, he can beat Pittsburgh, but who else does he beat? I like Sean Payton. I like the Broncos. And the other thing is because I don't see the Browns doing a whole lot of scoring against Denver. I see this being like a 28-10 game, 38 points. So if I was going to lean, I think I'd have to creep on under 42.5. So what are we doing? Laying the 6 and maybe put a little touch under 42.5. Tomorrow we are busy, but do me a favor today. Get out there and make this world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.
Here's Gould's holiday special in-store and online. Come to any Gould's over the Black Friday weekend or purchase online on Cyber